C++ nested loops. So here we are having the discussion into details. We know that a loop can be nested inside of another loop, and that is the inner theme of these nested loops. That means one loop will be inside of the other loop. So C++ allows at least 256 levels of nesting. So let us go for one syntax where the for loops have got nested. So this is the outer for loop. This is the inner for loop. So this statement is inside of the inner and also the outer for loops. This particular statement is inside of the outer for loop but outside of the inner for loop. So accordingly, these statements are getting executed that number of. Here syntax nested while loop. So how to do the while loops got nested here. So while condition, so this curly brace begin, this is a curly brace end. While condition, these are the respective statements are there. So these statements are within this while and also within this outer while. But these statements are outside of the inner while and inside of the outer while. So accordingly, they will have their execution. So if you go for this, so here we are having do while, two do while loops have got nested. So in the first case, these are inside of the outer do while loop but outside of the inner do while loop. They are inside of the outer as well as inner do while loops. So these statements will get executed accordingly. So now let us go for one example where we are trying to find out that all possible prime numbers ranging from 2 to 49. So here this I is ranging from 2 to 49 because I is less than 50 and I is getting incremented by 1 always. So I is ranging from 2 to 49. For each and every time, depending upon the value of I, j will be ranging from 2 to I by j. So that number of times the j will be executing. If I percentage j is 0, that means I mod j is 0. That means j is a factor of I. In that case, if I go for the not, then the condition will become true, then I am coming out from this inner for loop. Why? Because j has become the factor of I. So we know that prime numbers are those numbers which is divisible by 1 and the number itself. That is, no other separate factors are possible. So that's why if j has become the factor of I, and in that case the mod will be 0, not of 0 will be true, then I shall go for the break. So break will make me come out from the inner for loop and it will come out to the outer for loop body. So as a result of that, now I shall be checking whether j is greater than I by j or not. You know that whenever we execute one loop, say I am executing one loop for I is equal to 1, I less than equal to 10, I plus plus, then after coming out from this for loop, I will be getting the value of I is equal to 11. Because 11 less than equal to 10, the condition has become false. So that's why it has come out from the respective body. So in this case also, if the j is becoming more than this, that means the full loop has got executed and not a single time this condition was true. So that's why break could not get executed. So it means that it didn't find any factor of that number I in between 2 to I by j. So if j is greater than I by j, that means j has crossed this limit. So then we shall print that I is a prime number. So in this way we have checked this one whether a number is prime or not, and the number is ranging from 2 to 49. In that case, if I execute my code will produce the output like this. So here you can find that all the prime numbers have got listed. So in this way we have explained what is a nested loop and how to apply this one in our coding. Thanks for watching this video.